Hello, here Hubert, sharing today's lesson. Today's lesson is to learn from others, and especially in this context, to learn from others' mistakes, from the mistakes of others. Today I was at home and I had kind of a discussion with my wife, and I was noticing some stuff that I didn't like in the way she behaved. Well, obviously, there are stuff that I dislike that she does, just like there are stuff that she doesn't like, she dislikes when I do it. So it's not really about disliking your wife or your husband or your partner behavior. It's more like you see. So I noticed certain things and I didn't like it, and I was like, I noticed that there is something going on there that I didn't like, and I started to first focus on me, like be mad, a bit mad about this, kind of rejecting the fact that she was behaving in a way that I wouldn't agree of, or I was thinking that it was not the right way to behave. And after I started to wonder, yeah, but does it really help anybody to me to think like this, me to reject the fact that she has her own way of behaving, she has her own way of reacting to situations, she has her own way of dealing with certain situation, and I have mine also. So I started to think, and I started to notice that actually, yeah, being mad at her doesn't bring anything. I mean, she behaves the way she wants and she's free to do so. Second, kind of reproaching her, judging her and telling her, yeah, you shouldn't behave like that. I didn't. What is this kind of behavior? I don't like when you behave like this. Also doesn't bring so much, because first, as we said, she behaves the way she wants, and second, probably during a situation that can be a bit conflictual, if you judge the other person response, the way they respond, and I already did a video about this, that just gonna make them resist more and be more defensive. So it really also doesn't bring anything. And third, I was thinking, yeah, but how can I benefit from this? How can I benefit from this situation? I really like. I'm listening like right now to Grant Cardone, to this book Sold or Be Sell or Be Sold, and he was always saying, yeah, when you have complaints, when you have people that are saying negative stuff about your product or are complaining about it, then you should use this as an opportunity to make it better. You should take this feedback, welcome it, be thankful for it, and then work on it. And that it's like this actually in life for everything. When somebody complains about something that you do, you can use it to just inspect yourself and see if you cannot make things better, if you cannot learn from it, take this feedback as something that you can learn from to be better. And so that's the same way with others. When you notice somebody doing something you disapprove of or you think is not so great, then flip it and think, okay, how can I use this not to behave like this? And am I sure that I actually don't behave like this at times? Because sometimes the things that we don't like in others is exactly what we do ourselves. I can remember, for example, that many times I was disapproving of way of my father who behaves in a way that I didn't like. And actually, when I started really to look back in the mirror, look at myself and work a bit on myself, I noticed that in many aspects I was behaving exactly the same way, or maybe slightly differently, like slightly less than he was, because I was also kind of mad at him behaving this way. So I was part of me was like resisting this way of behaving, but still I got pretty much a lot of things that I was doing exactly the same way he did, and that's why I didn't like it so much by him, because I found it easier to just put the blame on him, find it easier to kind of resist and disapprove of how he was behaving, because it was enabling me to avoid looking at myself and looking at the fact that I was doing sometimes exactly the same. So yeah, so, and this is just an example in the negative situation, but actually obviously in also in good situations you should be aware also that you can learn so much from so many people. So you, for example, I don't know, you are in the street, you are at the shop, and something doesn't happen well for a client, somebody comes to complain actually, and you see the way they handle it, you see the way they present their complaints to the staff, or you see the way the staff reacts to these complaints, how they deal with the customer in, and when I mean deal with them in a very positive sense, how they deal with the complaint, how they acknowledge it or not, the way they behave, the way they move, the way they talk, the way, all of this you can really learn, you can really use it to learn from others, especially from their mistakes. When you see something you disapprove, but also when you see people making mistakes, instead of just having this kind of superior look that we often do have, like thinking like, oh, it's so stupid how, I mean, yeah, basically it's so stupid, why does he think that the life is like this, la, life is not like this, I know better, and so on. This I know better attitude, I think, is very dangerous, because from your perspective many things can look so obvious because you are not in the shoes of the other people. The other person, they're conditioned, they see clearly stuff that happens to you just like you see clearly stuff that happen to them. So try to learn from others and try to be very wise about it, instead of just blocking yourself, instead of just reacting. Just see how you can learn from anyone around you, from their mistakes, from what you don't like by them, from what you do like by them, for what you think is really good, for what impresses you. Take note and learn.